Are we online right now? Hi, everyone. Hi, this is Cooking Appa. Um, Tonight's our live with Cooking Appa session started slightly late because we tried to accommodate to our speakers. Yeah. Um, and tonight we certainly have a uh, very special speaker because she's not from Malaysia or Singapore. She's actually all the way from Vietnam, and she's now in Vietnam. I think that's the beauty of when everyone starts to use Zoom and online and things like that. We can actually talk to people from all over the world. Now let's give it a couple of minutes or two for people to start coming in. Um, can For those who are already here, can I actually hear from you? Where are you from, Sisi Kakak? Sisi Kakak, where are you from? Hello, and please do Appa a favor to share out this particular session to your friends on your Facebook. Share to any groups that you know who doesn't restrict Facebook Live lah. Don't simply share everywhere. Later people get angry with Appa. Okay, please share to your friends. Invite your friends to come in because today I think we have a very interesting topic because personally, I haven't really seen anyone talking about this online yet. So, and we are really bringing the owner to come and talk to us, which is very rare, very rare chance. We have over 50 people right now. Okay, still people are still coming in. We have people from hi Marian Chin from, is it Singapore? And then we have Benny from Kuching, Sarawak. Hi. Wow, my friend will be flying over to Kuching, from Kuching to KL next week or a week or two. He told me his air ticket is 3,000 ringgit. He can fly to London, he said. Okay, who else? Okay, we have our regular Rena. Thank you for always supporting Appa. She's watching from Seremban. Yes, I remember you are from Seremban. Chapa boy, yes. Appa just eaten. Appa actually cooked some fish soup tonight. I also put some fish sauce into my fish soup just now. Very nice. Okay, who else? We have NG. Hi. You are the one who you lot air fryer, right? Appa remember you. Okay, we have who else? Burge from Singapore. Hello. We have Jesse from Singapore. Hi. And Sisi Kaka is actually from Sarawak. Welcome. We have slightly over 100 people already, going out very fast. Go and share this session to your friends because this all your friends is going to learn so much from this particular session. Trust me. And our speakers today, she really made a lot of effort and preparation for tonight's session. So Appa is actually very thankful of her. She purposely go and make few videos for us to watch because you know that none of us can really fly to Vietnam to see her factory right now. Oh, okay. Marian has shared. Thank you very much. Hi, Grace. Hi, Grace. Where are you from, Grace? And then we have Suzanne from UK. What's the time of UK right now? I'm not sure. Malaysian time is 9 p.m. And who else? NG, thank you very much. Watching from Malaysia. Oh, okay. Hi, thank you very much. I also from Appa, also from Malaysia. Right, and then we have Sukmon. You're from KL. You follow my video throughout the whole MCO. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Then we also have Grace from Sarawak. Suzanne said UK now is 1 p.m. Oh, all right. Okay. And good evening, Ping. Good evening. Also, we have Cecilia from Sarawak. Oh, we have a lot of Sarawakian tonight. Interesting. Okay, nice. It's one of my most favorite places. I used to fly to Sarawak at least 3-4 times a year. And who else? We have Gary from Penang. Appa just came back from Penang, actually. Okay, we have 100 over people right now, concurrently online. On this session is actually on broadcast through my Cooking Appa YouTube and also Facebook at the same time. Also, I also broadcast it to my personal Facebook. Appa cheated a little bit so that my own personal friend can also learn something from our speaker tonight. All right. So without further ado, um, tonight I'm going to invite uh our speaker here. We have Sandra with us. Hi, Sandra.
Hi everyone. Hi Appa.
Hi. Thank you so much for sparing some time to come online here with us. Okay. Now, let me do a little bit of introduction before I pass over the floor to Sandra. Now, many of you definitely know that Appa has been using fish sauce very often. Probably to a certain extent that sometimes I use fish sauce to replace like soya sauce or even to replace salt. So some people sometimes they actually feel very a bit surprised to see, hey, Appa, how come you like fish sauce so much? How come everything also you put fish sauce? Fried chicken also you put fish sauce. Won't your fried chicken become very fishy later? So I got all kinds of questions asking me for the past 1 2 year, yeah, on fish sauce. And of course, I started using fish sauce, which is from Thailand. And then after that, I changed to a type, one of the brand from Vietnam, but which is that. Then after that, about 1 year, exactly 1 year ago, Appa was actually introduced by Enviet, who happens to be the sponsor for this particular live session. So we have to thank Enviet for sponsoring this particular episode. Yeah, and Enviet, they are also the official distributor for Onki Premium Fish Sauce for both Malaysia and are they also? I think they can also send it to Singapore lah. So through Shopee, that's what I know. So if you want to purchase this particular Onki fish sauce in Malaysia or Singapore, you can. I already put the Shopee link inside this particular video description. You can just go there and make your orders. I think for the past 1 year, they already sold more than 1,000 bottles. More than 1,000 bottles. I think this is very fantastic. Why is it fantastic? Because Onki fish sauce is not priced at the normal fish sauce. It's actually has a very premium price. But we will talk more on the premium price later. To me, it's okay because even though it's sold at a premium price, but it will last you at least 6 months to a year easily, one bottle. So no, not so much worry on that. And also, Enviet will be actually starting a promotion with you all from 26 until the end of this month. 26 until the end of this month. If any of you went to go to any of the Enviet restaurant to have your meal, when after you order your main dish, you show to the restaurant our this particular video, this live session video, they are going to give you a free 50 ml sampler. Yeah, 50 ml sampler of this Onki premium fish sauce. All right. Oh, okay. Sandra is showing it right now. But it's not starting today or tomorrow. It is actually starting on the 26th until the end of this month. And for all their branches, only the first 50. The first 50 is going to get this very sample. Actually, Appa also very interested to get one. so, so I'm going to envy to eat very soon. Okay. Anyway, actually, there's a lot of things that we can discuss along the way when it comes to this fish sauce because I have a lot of very interesting inquiries and questions posted by many of you for the past 1 year. And today, you know what? We have the owner of Onki Premium Fish Sauce with us. all the way from Phuoc Island, Vietnam. She's none other than Sandra. Actually, your full name is Sandra Nguyen Si, is it? Okay.
That's right.
So we have Sandra with us, and I had a short talk with her before the session. Actually, just now, even the short talk also, Appa learned a lot of new information. Oh, wait, let me see. Before we start, Sukmon says Sandra is so sweet. See, Sandra,
So,
so sweet. She said you are very
thank
sweet.
you.
Very sweet.
I told you my viewers are very
viewers are very
friendly one.
friendly one.
No, yes,
Okay.
you guys are really sweet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Suddenly I hear some
Suddenly I hear some
echo.
echo.
Don't know what happened.
What
Anyway,
happened?
I leave it to you.
Leave it to you.
All right, thank you. Well, thank you for such a wow introduction. I didn't expect it. I humbly thank you for that. Guys, I'm really happy to be here. And I'm feeling very privileged that I can share this cherished trademark of Phu Quoc with all of you tonight. And so tonight, what we're going to talk, as Mr. Appa was talking, is that we're going to talk about this very indispensable condiment in our people's house that honestly, none of us can go without it, even for one day. So this is our fish sauce. And the funny thing, I'll tell you how we started the fish sauce business, because it actually was not in our plans at all. It was not in our plans. So about in 2010, it was the first time that my family and me, we went to Phu Quoc. And it was, you won't believe, I'd never heard about Phu Quoc. I'm Vietnamese, I never heard about Phu Quoc Island back in 2010. And then the only way to get to Phu Quoc is through the ferry. There were no flights, there were no car roads or anything. You just have to go on the ferry 4 hours from the mainland. That's how it was before. Such an untouched flora, so blissful, such a blissful vacation. And then one of the things, while we were touring around Phu Quoc, we stopped at, of course, the fish sauce factories. And that time it was not so popular at the time. Even me, I only knew Nha Trang fish sauce, or like from Nha Trang or from Phan Thiet or from Thailand. That's the only fish sauce that I've been eating that time. But then they introduced us to this fish sauce craft village. And we were so amazed by how they're trying to keep up with the traditions, and the fish sauce tastes completely different. And personally, me before, I didn't eat much fish sauce, but then after that, I couldn't go without even one day without it. So it's good that you have like these small bottles. So I always have this in my purse when I go around Vietnam, so I can always make my own dipping sauce at the restaurants, which restaurants are not very happy with, but I'm trying to, I love my fish sauce. So that's how we started our fish sauce business, because my parents, they wanted really to preserve this craft, because nowadays everything becoming so commercialized. And actually the fishermen and the fish sauce owners back then, they were sharing with us that because of this huge competition in production, in branding and everything like that, the Phu Quoc fish sauce was struggling to survive. And that's the reason what we decided to uptake this this craft, and to make sure that it continues to flow in the correct way. It continues this tradition of making the most purest and natural fish sauce, how it has been for past 200 years in Phu Quoc. So this is how we started with the fish sauce. And the funny part is that I never knew that fish sauce was supposed to be done, like, to be named a real Phu Quoc fish sauce, you need to kind of meet the certain aspects of it. For example, to be named as a Phu Quoc fish sauce, it only can be made of 2 ingredients. So the first ingredient is the actual fish, the anchovies, that can only be found in Phu Quoc waters. You can never find it anywhere in Vietnam. And the second part is the sea salt, the very specific sea salt that comes from another province on the mainland in Vietnam. And you can only use that type of sea salt because of its small, beautiful crystals it's almost look like, this, these white gems that you get out of, like, on your jewelry and stuff like that. It's really beautiful. So all these ingredients combining together, that's what make real fish sauce, Phu Quoc fish sauce. And you can never find it anywhere else in Vietnam. So I wanted to actually ask you if you could show a little bit video that I took about how we start with the fish sauce production. And through this video, I will guide you through how we are actually making the real fish sauce.
Okay, so I'll be bringing up your first video.
Thank you.
Okay, it's loading right now. Okay,
so this is our fish sauce factory. And as you can see, where it's very red color, very distinct as the fish sauce bottle itself. Welcome to fish sauce, nước mắm Phong Thủy. Yeah. So our fish sauce factory is located very close to the sea, and it's on the river. So it's very good that you can go in there. The fish boats can go in there and drop all the fresh fish that they just caught that time. And the most important thing is that the harvesting season has to be in the autumn, because during the summer, the fish, they feed on this special algae that only grows around Phu Quoc, and they become very nutritious at the same time for them to harvest in autumn. As you can see, anchovy. We call them zebra strap anchovy. So they're like this. Another very important part that I was talking about was the people from this Baria Bay. This is on the eastern coast of Vietnam, and as you can see, the crystals are very, very large. Very large, and this is what makes the fermentation perfect. And this is now with the actual factory that we'll go have a taste in.
So now we are in the actual fish sauce factory.
So when you go inside, you have to wear all this, like you're going inside the pharmaceutical company, like factories, like with all the white coats and everything. So as you can see, these barrels are made from a very typical wood from the island, like pellet wood, medan wood. And this is a very important aspect of making fish sauce. It has to be in the wooden barrels. Now over here, every barrel will have its own passport. Like so it is controlled by the local association of people fish sauce that certifies that each barrel making the correct amount of fish sauce and correct quality of fish sauce. And I'm trying to climb up now. So on top you can see, this is how the fish sauce is made. All the fish is up there, only fish and salt, no water. And then you can get this brine out of it, this pure liquid coming out. And what's very important is that you see that it's very high ceilings on the factory, and it's important that it's very limited lighting, high ceilings, so you can have this full hydrolysis or fermentation, we call it, to be full on. And then afterwards, all the water goes into 1 or 2 filters to take out all these sediments out of it. And then you have the first press, which is the most important part of fish sauce. The cream fish sauce has to be first pressed, just like the virgin olive oil. So as you see, the colors are very beautiful, very pure, and regardless of what people may think, very not fishy. Very amazingly caramelized smell. And the color is very bright, it's very, it's not opaque. Yeah, and the taste is really beautiful. So this is how the first part of the production takes place.
Wow, this is very interesting. Did you say just now that no water is actually added?
No, not a single point.
Just anchovies plus the salt, and these two things together, it will actually create the brine.
Correct. So
how long does it take?
It takes 12 months, minimum 12 months. It takes naturally produced fish sauce has to be 12 months fermented in that fish barrels, and sometimes it has to be even 18 months, depending on the harvest of the actual anchovies. And another important part is that the ratio of the fish to salt has to be 3 to 1. That's very important part. And each barrel will
Fish to salt, it has to be 3:1.
3-to-1 ratio, correct. So every wooden barrel will have a capacity of 10 to 14 tons of fish, which makes like one bottle, your fish sauce is around like, depending from 3 kgs to like 4 kgs of fish, equals to one bottle.
About 3 kg of fish. You
to
can
5
then
kg.
only make one single bottle.
Mm.
This is actually, how heavy is your one single bottle? What is the ml?
This is half milliliters, half a liter. So to
Okay,
make
500.
1 liter, yeah. So to make 1 liter, you need at least like around 6 kgs of fish to make 1 liter.
6
So
kg
this one
of fish
is
to
half
make.
3 kgs. Yeah.
Wow. This is really very interesting. Anyway, if you all, I've seen some questions coming in and some observation and stuff. We will answer your questions towards the end, okay? So that we can control the timing a little bit better. So whatever you want to ask, we will actually we will keep your questions first, and we will try to answer towards the end lah. Or would you then we can control the timing better lah. Okay, so we will keep track of all your questions, so keep your questions coming in. We will answer it towards the end. Yeah. Oh, but maybe some of the question you don't mind taking right now. I saw one question here, very interesting. Actually, if the barrels are not covered, wouldn't it be dusty if left fermented for 12 months to 14 months? How do you keep the insects, fly, etc. away? Wow, very technical question.
Yeah. This is a very, that's true. And it's a very good question, by the way. We have a weekly inspection. Pest inspection means that we will look, they will go around and check for the pest control, including the mice, the rats, everything like these insects and everything around. And it is mandatory because it's provided, it's required by the Association of Control of Phu Quoc Fish Sauce Factory in Phu Quoc. So we have to do it on a weekly basis. And secondly, let me ask you, I know that it looks very dusty and all, but it's actually a little bit of fish over there. And before it reaches the final, it reaches the first press, it goes at least to 4 to 6, 7 filters before it reaches. And so it's a natural production. Yeah, it's a natural production. It's very close. Sorry?
So there is towards the end of the production process, there is a lot of filtering process lah.
Oh yes. So from that big wooden barrel, there's like a connecting rod to it. So a connecting tube that goes down to another one, which is a plastic one at that point. And then it goes through many different ones until it reaches the bottling plant.
Oh, very interesting. Offhand, off my mind right now, suddenly I got one question. Should anyone wanted to pay a visit to your factory, can they actually do that?
Actually, we're not open. We're not open for visitation. Yeah, for visitation. It's because we wanted to make sure that it's safe. It's safe. It's not open for mass, but it's very difficult to control the quality of the fish and the conditions that they're in. So we do that only like for sometimes when it's when we are allowed, when the fish sauce operations managers allows me to go inside with someone.
Yeah. Okay. Definitely understood. Okay, we have this question from Tamara Khan. What is the difference between different types of ongki fish sauce?
Different types. I think that you're referring to the N degrees, right? Like how many?
Possible.
Like possible. You mean this
She's
number,
probably
right?
referring to that.
Right. So we have different types of ongki fish sauce, and let me tell you what this number means. So this is a very important clarification. The quality of the fish sauce is actually not the quality, but probably the
purity.
It measures and indicates the grams of nitrogen per liter of fish sauce. Per liter of fish sauce. Why is it important? It's because like when the fish is brined, it releases a certain type of amino acids. which is very important. So this is your degree of the amino acids is inside it, which we in the fish sauce industry we call it as N degrees. N degree. That's why you have these numbers. So let me clarify that there are the majority. There are a lot of numbers that comes ranging from like 20 up till 65 or 80 or something like that. But for the naturally produced fish sauce in Phu Quoc, you can naturally produce fish sauce in Phu Quoc. The range only from 30, 35 to maximum 45. You cannot go over that. It's naturally produced. It means that the salt and the anchovies are fermented, dropped together and fermented for 12 months, right? So this number only indicates the number, the degrees of nitrogen, the level of nitrogen inside the fish sauce. So you will find in Omki fish sauce 35, 38, 40, 43, 45, you'll find many different ones. And we actually have to indicate it because it's a requirement by the Association of Phu Quoc Fish Sauce.
Right.
So
So
that's the only thing.
since we are already on this topic, then let me follow up with other questions pertaining to this. I think we can do the question right now instead to wait from until the end. We are very flexible. So since that you talk about this 35, 45, now I know I asked you this question already just now behind at the studio backstage, but allow me to ask you again. If I blindfold you and put 135 and 145 into two separate bowls, will you be able to tell the difference?
You know, if you put for me like 35 and 45, I will not be able to. In terms of taste, I can definitely distinguish between two types of wines, but probably not. Yeah.
Because some people, thanks for your very interesting answer. Because some people having this particular perception that the higher of the N degree is better. So the higher, I mean, to a certain extent, this is correct also, right? The
Well,
higher the higher the amino acid level inside your fish sauce, it also means this is higher grade and more pure. But of course, you also mentioned that anything above 45 is no longer natural, right? This is what you're trying to say.
It's not possible. It's physically not possible to go beyond 45 N degrees to make it that it's considered naturally fermented. It means that they've been adding preservatives to add that amino acids to it, or to add sugar level to it, to add whatever it is in there that can reach beyond 45. The naturally produced, very important to remember that it's from 30, I would say 35 even, 35 to 45 max.
All right. So 35 to 45, that is the range of consider premium natural fish sauce that people can find. We have an observation here from Philippines. My favorite dip is fish sauce. How I wish to taste your fish sauce, because she's actually from Philippines. I guess that is very expensive for her if she want to get it lah. Yeah. Oh, and this Tamara was saying that yes, she was referring to the different nitrogen level. That's right. So we got it correctly. So she also asked the question of what would the nitrogen level affects the flavor. So this is why I asked you the question just now also. Yeah. Will you be able to really tell the difference? So
I will not be able to tell the flavors if it's a natural fish sauce. If it's a naturally made fish sauce, I can definitely tell if it's a 20N or 60N or whatever N it is, that beyond the food, you can tell that they are not it's not like, how can I say? It's not very sweet. It means that there's not this natural sweetness. It's not sugar sweetness that I'm talking to. That is very like
umami. It's really the umami flavor
that only can be obtained by the real, really naturally produced fish sauce. Because it needs time, like a good wine. It needs time to ferment. You cannot like force it to ferment faster. It's going to be a very,
right.
Yeah, right.
Anything that requires a fermentation process, usually the longer it takes, the stronger it actually will give you the flavor. Now we have one very good observation here. I also read something similar as well. She said, I read that some food experts mention that 60 and higher tastes better. I'm wondering how does the taste differ? Is it fishier or is it saltier?
You mean if it's higher? Well,
60. Some people said 60, those above 60 and 60 and above actually taste better. So this is what she read somewhere. Lah.
well, I think what happens, for example, what I think would happen is that in 60 and fish sauce, you can definitely like why it feels that it tastes better. It's because I think they molded the flavor in such a way that will be very okay with the public. You know what I mean? So it's very acceptable with the public. It's not like as say like strong or something that like especially the first time when they try the fish sauce, they will be a little bit shocked when they're trying it. But it does not necessarily means it all depends on the taste of each person. What I think, in my personal opinion, but if you really once you try the naturally premium fish sauce of Phu Quoc, you cannot go back. That's the only thing I can tell you for sure. You cannot go back. And
Okay.
it doesn't feel fishier, it just feels more umami. So you can have this, if you drink, for example, sorry that I'm referring too much with the wine, but if you're drinking wine, if you're drinking wine, you have this very bold taste.
Yeah.
The good one that stays long, the older one, you have this very bold and very like kind of full taste. So this is the same with sauce. It feels like
Full
it has
body.
taste, full body taste. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We have another very professional question here. Asked by Karen. What about fish sauce that do not indicate any N level? Because actually I've seen a lot of fish sauce that doesn't write any N level at all. Does that mean that they don't have any nitrogen?
Well, I think not actually all fish sauce should have nitrogen. All real fish sauce needs to have nitrogen. This is how it's obtained from the fish, like from the protein that they've been eating throughout the summer. And then in the autumn, when it's been harvested, they need to have this indication of protein when they're getting fermented for another 12 months or 18 months in the barrels. So I would say definitely if those that don't have any N levels indicate, it means from my perspective, it's probably not the real fish sauce, or it's been very diluted fish sauce. That is, like they're doing it nowadays to commercialize it more, to make it more accessible and faster production. They do dilute the fish sauce a lot. Yeah, and another thing is that for it to be called a premium Phu Quoc fish sauce, or in general, is for it to be called a traditionally made fish sauce. On Phu Quoc, you need to have indication of N level. This is like a requirement. It's a labeling requirement by this association.
Okay, so meaning, and if the moment you see a labeling on the N level, this is actually a basic requirement required by Phu Quoc
Actually,
associations.
Sometimes it says N35 or N whatever it is, but normally you can just write the number and it's more than enough for people to understand.
Even without the N.
Yeah.
I have one question here. Norman, do you throw away those fish sauce which has more than 45 amino acid? I think what he's trying to mean is because you mentioned that the moment we see more than 45, that is already added with some preservative and things like that. It's no longer 100% natural. So what is your response on that? But I'm sure you definitely don't mean that we need to throw it away.
No, we don't throw away the fish sauce. I mean, if you can obtain higher net, as long as it's naturally done, it's perfect. But in our experience for so many years here, like even the local fishermen's, local craft villages, nobody ever went beyond 45. It's very rare.
I see.
And actually this year, we got the first batch of 45 fish sauce omki. And this is such a rare occasion, and we're thinking, and the fishermen, they said that because the rainy season in Phu Quoc this year was so delayed, it started in August. It means that all these planktons and all this algae that was growing in Phu Quoc, they enjoyed such a good sunshine during that time, and of course all the fish were eating them. So they become so nutritious. So in autumn when we harvested them, that's the reason why first time we obtained the 45 amino acid fish sauce.
Yeah. So she
Yeah.
was
Very
telling me that all this while her Onki fish sauce, the highest was only 43. But this year it
yeah,
was the first time they managed to
but
get 45.
very limited.
Very, very limited. So
Yeah.
but correct me if I say this lah, Sandra, correct me if I'm wrong. Even though you are saying that anything between 35 to 45, many of us would not be able to differentiate the difference. But in
Hmm.
terms of pricing, 45 is
Hmm.
definitely more expensive than 35. Am I correct?
Yeah, that will definitely be because it's limited.
Just like wine lah.
Yeah, just like
Okay.
wine. Yeah.
We have more very good observations from Tamara here, Con. Uh, she said, I think Thai fish sauce usually did not mention the N level. Actually, I also noticed the same thing.
Hmm.
I only
Hmm.
find it commonly portrayed on a Vietnamese fish sauce label. So, do you
Right.
notice that Thai fish sauce never talk about N level?
That's true. It's perhaps like Vietnam has very strict regulations with what kind of fish sauce you have, because we're calling it fish sauce, right? So it has to be made of fish. And mostly in Vietnam, we're making only from the anchovies, but every region has a different types of anchovies. Um,
Yeah, we
now,
call it ikan bilis in Malaysia.
yeah, well, you know, Thai fish sauce, they are a mixture of things. They are not made from anchovies. They're normally made from mollusks, some shellfish, some squid, and even big fish species. So what they do, because they're receiving the big fish compared to the small anchovies, so because they're having this big fish, they have to remove the guts from those big fish to be able to do this whole fermentation thing. But let me tell you this: the most important part of the fish is their guts. That's the most important part to get this fermentation right. So if you're removing that, you're already having a very abnormal type of fish sauce. So we don't consider this as our fish sauce. It's probably more like a, I don't know, seafood sauce, or something like that. It's mostly actually to be fair with Thailand. Thai fish sauce used to be very, very traditionally made, and it's been done, I think, longer even than Vietnam. But because they needed to make sure that the general public would accept that the smell and the taste and everything. A lot of fish sauce nowadays is commercially produced. You will never find things like barrels like in Vietnam or something like that, like wooden barrels in Vietnam. They're mostly using stainless steel or concrete ones. And plus, they need to have some certain additives, and that's the reason why there's a low level of the nitrogen. And also they're also boiling fish. They don't do the fresh fish that you catch from the sea, and then you put in the salt and then you boil them. They're actually boiling the fish or whatever seafood they're using, and that's the reason why the N level is not indicated, because for them it actually doesn't matter. For us, it matters because it's a requirement to be considered as a quality produced fish sauce.
You all don't go for volume lah. You go for quality.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are not trying to put down or saying that Thai fish sauce is no good. No. It's just a
No,
different
it's
approach.
a different
Yeah, it's
approach.
just a different approach. And by the way, I think there are probably some internet interference or over from Vietnam side.
Mm.
So at some point, Sandra's voice may not be very clear. But please bear with us lah. Please bear with us. Maybe sometimes the internet also kena COVID lah. So
Yeah. Maybe
and okay,
maybe
we
Angie
we
were fighting.
now we have another very interesting question here. Does fish sauce have an expiry date? Just curious, not to say they last that long in my kitchen.
Normally, I would say to have it's more like not expiration date, as you said. It's more like a best before.
Okay. So meaning you won't die if after after the day you
No,
still eat it, but
no.
maybe the flavor will not be as good as before lah. This is what you are trying to say, right, Sandra? I think there's some line lagging over at like Vietnam side. Let's give her a little bit of
No, we're good
time.
now.
Sandra, can you hear me?
Hello?
There's a bit of
Can you hear me?
lagging.
Yes, I can hear very well.
Yeah, it's we can feel that there is a lagging over at your side right now. So anyway,
All
um
right.
by the way, just now when I talk about the promotion from Viet restaurant, the 50 ml sample will be give it to those who ordered your meals, the main dish at Viet in all their branches throughout the whole Malaysia. They have branches in KL and also Penang. And
Hmm.
just now I mentioned that is this promotion is only available from 26 until end of this month. That is actually not quite right. It's actually 26 until the end of this year. So you have another 1 month plus to go and try out the dishes at Enviet. Why? Because Enviet only uses Onki premium fish sauce in all their dishes. Can you imagine that a restaurant actually choose to use a very, very premium ingredient? And this is
Oh.
why Enviet restaurant is definitely one of Appa's most favorite restaurants in Malaysia. Okay, so give do pay them a visit. You will love their dishes. Oh, we still got question coming in. Actually, we are only halfway during the for the presentation. We still got
Oh.
another two videos to go. People love your presentation, Sandra.
That is very informative for you guys. Thank you. Please talk more.
Let me see. We got another questions here. Wait. Let me see. Okay, Sokmon is asking why some fish sauce is saltier than others. Is the saltier the better? Oh, this one even before Sandra answer, I can already tell you saltier doesn't mean is better. The one I tried, the one I used before Onki is much saltier. It's definitely much saltier than Onki. But the taste is totally cannot compare with Onki at all. But I will leave this question to the real expert here, lah. Sandra.
You're a pretty good answer already. Well, yeah, to be honest, it's like I think it's more up to your taste, what you like more. I think what I'm looking more in fish sauce and what like full cook fish sauce really impressed me with is the aftertaste. So it means that when it comes into your mouth, it has such an interesting umami taste. It's a combination. It's like you're eating how do I say like like a very salty caramel.
Mm,
So even when you touch it on the tip of your tongue, you already can feel it. It's one of those five receptors of your tongue that can already feel it. Feel it.
yeah.
So I think that's what I would look for. I wouldn't say one is better than another. It all depends on your taste. Like
Yeah.
I don't like very diluted fish sauce because I feel like I really cannot feel what it's supposed to be made for. That's
So
it.
so
Yeah.
as you all can tell, Sandra is trying to be very diplomatic right now. So she's not saying that those very salty one are no good, but I think that is what she's trying to say, lah.
But
It
I
should
would definitely
and
say
and
a
actually
salt.
we
Yeah.
have one very good observation here. Tamara says that the good fish sauce actually have more umami flavor over
Oh,
saltiness. If it's
correct.
too salty, you can't taste the fish sauce. You
Mm.
don't want wonders in the dish use. I think this is one very good observation. Now we have
Indeed.
another question here. Actually, I think you already answered that inside your video. She's asking what type of salt that you are using. Actually, you are using the ocean salt, right? Sea salt.
Correct. The sea salt, and only from one province in Vietnam. It's not even on Phuoc. It's not even on Phuoc because the sea salt in Phuoc it doesn't even what is it eligible for that. So we're using it's in by Phuoc Association. We're required to use the salt from the mainland. It's called this Ba Ria Bay. So it's in the southern coast of Vietnam. So at that specific area, for some reason, they have a very crystal clear salt and very big pieces when it's dried after that. So this is a salt that is required to use, and it's organically harvested, of course. It's organically harvested. And this one is sent to Phuoc and simultaneously added to the fish to
Right.
nutrition.
Right. So it's not just sea salt, but it's sea salt from a very specific place.
And
Anything
only
outside also. they won't use.
Yes, only that place. Only that
Only
place.
that
Called
place.
Gurney Bay.
Now, there is another question here, which I think you also already answered this question inside your video. The question is, do you use MSG in making ongki fish sauce? I think you already answered in your video that only 2 items is inside your fish sauce because it's 100% natural. You only have the anchovy and you only have the sea salt. Correct me if I'm
Correct.
wrong.
Correct. Not even water. Nothing.
Not
Nothing is
even
added.
water. They don't even put water when making the fish sauce itself.
Mm.
What is this? The fish is very crispy. I hope family will love it. Okay, let me see.
That's-
Is it best to okay? I think this is a very valid question here. After you open the bottle, is it best to refrigerate the fish sauce to keep its freshness? To be very frank, I don't do that.
We even keep it here in Vietnam. We keep it outside. Everything like that.
Yeah. I also put it together with my soya sauce and things like that.
Mm.
Okay, wow. Actually, you know what, Sandra? This is probably our 8th or 9th session of my life with cooking Appa. This is the first time we get so many questions. Uh, I think more questions than the light soya sauce, the soya sauce episode that I did. So anyway, very, very interesting. Let me see. The fish sauce can put the soya sauce, dark soya sauce, a little bit salt. Don't know, not exactly sure what he tried to mean here, but usually Appa, when it comes to cooking, I very often I actually mix the fish sauce with the light soya sauce even in the same dish. I actually mix the two. Okay. I think we hold on first with any more questions. I let you finish. Let's do your continue with your presentation.
Sure. So I'll be showing you, Appa will be helping me to show you the next video. And this is how we bottle, because this is also extremely important step to be considered as a real Phu Quoc fish sauce. There's so many steps to do, so many certificates to get. So I'll show you step by step how we're making it.
So there's two things here. The first video is talking about the fermentation process. The second video is actually talking about the bottling. And if you notice from the bottle in Sandra's hand just now,
All right.
it looks like a whiskey bottle. It's not it actually looks like a very premium bottles. It's not a normal plastic bottle where you normally buy from supermarket. It's actually a very premium glass bottle. Okay, Sandra, let me pull up the second video.
All right, so this is the bottling plant. And what I love about the bottling plant is next door to it organically grows the star fruit, the organic star fruit. And they are normally the star fruits in Vietnam are very sour, but these one are extremely sweet. So if you ever come to Vietnam, I'll be happy to share with you like our organically produced star fruits. So as you can see, it's very clear. It looks like whiskey bottle, which is very nice. Mentioned that, Appa. And here are the bottles. So the bottles have to be approved by BJC Vietnam Guard. And let me tell you this, so to make you happy, the first batch bottles from fish sauce on cake came from Malaysia.
Wow.
Yes,
from Malaysia.
We are working with a Malaysian factory that is now moved to Vietnam, thankfully. So it's better for us to get all the production. Yeah, because it's actually a Malaysian company. So as you can see, the bottles are filled with the fish sauce. And this is probably the last part, the seventh part, second filtration that it went through from the factory to this canister, that blue canister on the top. And through all these pipes, you can see like bubbles coming inside the actual bottle. Now the bubbles are very important indicator. So after that, when they're filled up, there's Guy, as you can see, he's checking the clarity of the each bottle. And very important is that you need to see little bubbles coming in there. So it's like a small gas phenomena. So I don't know if you can see from the video, but this should be a little like bubbles. Looks like in the champagne. So this is only appears in the first press of fish sauce. The second and third press will never get that. So that's how he checks everything before it gets actually bottle. It actually get the caps on top of it. The caps are it's also very important part. The caps are actually made of this. It's called, oh my god, it's called the primary plastic. So it means like it's very durable. It's very durable and lightweight, which is very important for the fish sauce to keep the fish sauce fermentation still in. So you can see that after this, we need to put this very important label, which is geographical indication of the origin of the product. So this little label. And when it goes through, it seals, it finally seals this plastic cap around it. And then this lovely lady, she will be putting the final labels on it, the stickers, the forth and the back. And afterwards, it will be packed nicely in the boxes and shipped the containers to different destinations in Vietnam, including Japan and Malaysia.
Why?
Yeah. So yeah, this is the labeling machine. So here you can see your 35. This is 35 this batch made. Yeah. And the labeling is very important, which I'll show you like right after this video. How you can figure out if it's like a really premium fish sauce or not.
Okay, this is the second video. Wow. By the way, I really want to record my special thanks because these first two videos is purposely made for this particular session tonight. From Sandra to all of you. Yeah. So seriously, we need to be very, very thankful with this.
That's so cool.
The Sandra, you mentioned just now that in your bottling, some are first press, some are second press. So
no, I mean
only.
Sorry.
Oops.
Sorry.
Yes. So what do you really mean? Yeah.
Actually, we only have the first press. We don't have the second press. What I mentioned is only during the first press, you will get these little bubbles. So as soon as you get the fish sauce in the bottle, and then you check it, you will see little bubbles coming up like champagne. So this is only first press phenomenon that will happen during that time. In the second press, if you have ever the second press, you will never get that. Normally with the leftover, what we have, we will sell, for example, if there's a second press or if there's everything left over, so we actually sell to other fish sauce factories, not in Phu Quoc, but to different parts. For example, those who are making like a commercial or whatever they're doing, it's up to them. That requires only the second batch, so nothing is actually wasted.
So now you hear this, Onki only sell first press. Remember the episode we did for soya sauce? The first press is always the purest and the most expensive, yeah, because that is the purest of all. Same thing here. The first press of the fish sauce is also the best, and Onki only sell first press fish sauce. Okay, wow, very good. Okay, so this is why we see some little bubbles inside your Onki bottles. Now let me see. We have this question. Got bottle. Actually, I never really
I don't know
noticed
if you see it, but you can actually see the little bubbles. Oops, here, coming up.
Okay. That means it's first press, lah.
Yeah, that's
so Rina is asking, does Onki fish sauce come only in one size? 500 ml, only one size?
Yes, currently it's coming on in one size and one small sample size for only Viet.
Yeah, for Malaysia, we only got one size lah. Maybe you have different sizes in Vietnam lah, but
no, we're using only one. We're using only one. The same as in Malaysia, 525. The one Onki is 525 milliliters, exactly like it is in Malaysia.
Which is exactly the same in Vietnam and Malaysia.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see what other questions. This one, how is the process different for second and third press for fish sauce? I think Sandra already answered just now. They don't use they don't do second press or third press. That they will actually pass it over to other manufacturers for them maybe to sell it to commercial use and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as nothing is wasted, because you do receive, like, you still have the second press and third press. You don't want to throw them away, but you cannot use them as well. So,
Yeah. So Malaysia in their bottle is 525 ml. 525 ml. Any other questions that I left? Oh, okay. Carol is asking, where can we buy this Ongki fish sauce in Kuala Lumpur and how much is a bottle? You can physical shop. You can go to any Viet restaurant. Then you can buy Ongki fish sauce directly from Viet restaurant. Appa always go and buy from Garden, Mi Valley lah, that Viet restaurant. So if you want to buy from online, in the video description, we put in already the Shopee link for you to buy from their official distributor, who is actually owned by Viet restaurant. Okay. How much is it? I think it's 29.90 or something like that, about 30 ringgit lah. About 30 ringgit, which can last you minimum 6 months. Even for Appa also, it can last me for minimum 6 months. So for many of you, maybe 6 months to a year lah.
Like, for example, if you have like this fish sauce from Fukuok, like, for example, Ongki fish sauce, compared to other fish sauce that, for example, is lighter, looks like, the color is lighter, then you only need a few drops of fish sauce Ongki compared to, like, for example, like a whole tablespoon of the other fish sauce. Yeah, because it's much more dense and much more like the flavor is so much more enhanced,
Yeah. So basically, it is because it is very pure and very concentrated. Therefore, you don't have to put as much fish sauce as compared to the normal ones. Yeah. Julie is asking a question that actually we already discussed just now. She's asking, do we need to refrigerate after opening? No. You can just leave it together with your light soya sauce together and things like that. Yeah. Susie is asking, are we able to buy in Singapore? I was informed previously that there are some of my Singaporean followers managed to buy from the Shopee link that we give, the Malaysian Shopee link that we give in the video description, and they can actually send it to Singapore at a very, very cheap logistic delivery fee, very, very low, very cheap delivery fee. So you can order. You can actually order from Shopee Malaysia, Singaporean, no problem. They will send it to you. Nick was asking, how long does it last after open if I keep in fridge? But I think
I would say like beyond 2 years. Beyond 2 years, yeah, for sure.
Easily 1 to 2 years, no problem.
No problem.
Yeah, but for me, usually I will finish the whole bottle in about 6 months.
Exactly. I would definitely finish it before 1 year.
you know, if you all make some dishes, such as the thyme lime fish, steamed fish, we using the lime juice. This particular dish doesn't add any salt. It actually use 100% fish sauce. So if you make this dish very often, this dish itself, every time you cook this dish, one small bowl of fish sauce, you'll be using it. You will use quite a lot of fish sauce for this particular one single dish only. So actually, it can be pretty easy to use up, seriously.
Yeah, we normally use the fish sauce like instead of the salt. So, for example, if you run out of salt at home, like you don't know what to do, you just put a few drops of fish sauce. And the best part is that it actually enhances the flavor of everything. So if you're stir frying even just the garlic or onion and stuff like that, you put a few drops of fish sauce, it just enhances the flavors of both.
And that brings us to one very interesting question that many people has been asking Appa actually. They actually says, many of them ask me, Appa, actually, under what situation can we use fish sauce? Because to them, fish sauce is a sauce by itself. So when do we actually use it? So if you really look at Appa's cooking, I pretty much put fish sauce in 90% of my dishes. Okay. Not only I use it to replace part of the salt, I also use, but like what Sandra mentioned just now, the fish sauce further enhance the umami flavor for that particular dish as well, especially things like when you use fish sauce to marinate your fried chicken.
Correct.
I'm telling you, your fried chicken is going to taste quite different, and it
Mm.
tastes really good. You can go and try it yourself. Now, but maybe I will also pass it over to Sandra to let Sandra to answer this lah. When do we use fish sauce? Oh, by the way, there are a lot of Thai and also Vietnamese people use fish sauce 100% to replace salt. They don't put salt anymore after they put the fish sauce. So
Mm.
to me, if you ask me, you can use this as a replacement for salt. That is the simplest way of understanding how to use um, fish sauce. But I'll still pass it to Sandra to give her comment.
Mm. Well, like I think the most popular way to use fish sauce is through as a dipping. So in Vietnam, I'm sure you already in Ăn Viet, you will tried it already. The fresh spring rolls, the fried spring rolls, all of this you cannot eat it without dipping in the fish sauce, and we call it as a very specific dipping sauce. We call it nước chấm, and you will find it in every single Vietnamese restaurant everywhere in Vietnam. In every household, if you're rolling any spring roll, there should be this dipping fish sauce, and it's very simple thing. So you only need fish sauce, lime, a bit of sugar, according to your taste, chili, and garlic. That's all. And then you put all together. You put a little bit of water to dilute it to make it more just in the terms of
Edible, more edible.
economical way of speaking. You put more, and and then it just enhances the flavors of the spring rolls. But other things, we actually use fish sauce honestly in everything. We marinate all our dishes, like meat dishes, like chicken wings, like Appa was saying. It's amazing. And specifically in Phu Quoc, every restaurant you will go, you will find this fish sauce marinated chicken wings everywhere you go. It's very specific. Yeah, we do it for all our caramelized dishes. So, for example, if you have like piece of fish and you caramelize it with sugar and everything like that, it becomes really brown, and you have to put the premium fish sauce in it. And also, we do for this amazing pork dish that you marinate the pork and then you put it in bamboo and then you grill the bamboo with that slices of pork, and then you will remove. Oh my God, the smell is. It's so tempting. Even after dinner, I'm still hungry when I'm talking about.
I think that is the beauty of any ingredient which went through the fermentation process. It's the same thing as our belacan, the fermented or the Thai krapi,
Yeah.
the fermented shrimp paste. It
Yeah.
has extremely strong taste, strong flavor. But the moment after you add it into any dishes, it will really have some very intriguing flavor, umami flavor, I would say.
Yeah, it's very getting such a complexity, gives such a complexity to the dish.
Yes. Okay, so actually we have one. Tamara is saying that she even used fish sauce when she cooked bolognese.
You know what? Let me tell you this. I have in Celinda Resort, which actually I'm the CEO of Celinda Resort. We have Italian chef and we have Italian kitchen, and we use fish sauce in his dishes as well. And I'll tell you why. Why he loves also to like experiment with our fish sauce. It's because back in Italy they also have a very similar thing. They have their own anchovies, which is actually less salty and less complex. Like they don't get this umami flavor. So, but they're using it in our Italian kitchen. So because our Italian kitchen is like a fusion between the Italian dishes and Phu Quoc touches around. So he get inspired
Right.
by adventures. So he loves like the local pepper, the local seafood, the local fish sauce. So he combines all these premium ingredients together and makes amazing bolognese with it.
Yes. You're right about one thing. The Western chef, the Western cooking, they also have their own fermented anchovies I've seen before. It's actually much larger fish. They actually use a much larger fish, and their taste is not as strong as the one we have, but it is definitely something which is similar.
Yeah.
Okay. This we have one observation here. He actually say that I love fish sauce, but I try to use it sparingly, as he scared maybe not so good for health. Any
Mm.
potential side effect or any health benefit consuming fish sauce? You did mention to me before, Sandra, that actually fish sauce itself has a lot of mineral and nutrients inside, right? Of course,
Indeed.
when it comes to the saltiness and salt, we don't consume so much of salt. If it's too salty, it's definitely no good for our body. That is definitely true.
That's
But you
true.
still need the saltiness to enhance the flavor of our dishes. Would you like to comment on this?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like everything in life has to be in moderation. It has to be
Yep,
balanced. Yeah. So surely,
agree.
if you're facing some problems with your salt intake, I think fish sauce has to be taken in more moderation. But with so many years of living in Vietnam, so many generations in Vietnam, we've been consuming fish sauce nonstop. But of course, it's not like you're not drinking fish sauce, so it's not a problem really. um, Yes, and as Appa mentioned, actually, fish sauce has a lot of important nutrients, and especially the amino acids that it produces. Amino acids that I think it has around 12 types of minerals, essential amino acids, actually. Definitely has natural iodine that comes from the salt, right? The iodine that is really good for your thyroid. It has calcium, iron, all types of, like vitamin P, and other essential amino acids. So mostly like amino acids, which is also important for your health, your cell growth, for your skin. Right? Mm.
Thank you very much. We have an observation here from I Heng Yong. He shared that the Italian fish sauce actually has extremely strong smell.
I
To be
took
very
never.
frank, I
It's
never
really
used
funny
it before.
because when he smelled our fish sauce, the chef, he said, "Oh, you have a very like strong smell." And when I tried his, I said, "I think you have also a very strong smell."
So everyone says each other's one is very strong. I think it's a matter of whether you are used to it or not. Lah. Like for Asian, we love durian. Westerners, they will say durian very strong smell. Okay, we have another observation from Vincent here. I'm in F&B for 36 years. Never know the fish sauce can do wonders, as per mentioned. I must start to try this. Yeah, you should definitely give it a try. I've been using it for quite some time, and I'm very happy with it. To be very frank, I think my mother never really used fish sauce at home,
Mm.
so something that I really get to learn to use it as the moment when I started cooking. Do you all know one of the most popular fish sauce from the world actually come from China, a province called Guangxi. Yeah, this from Guangxi. Yeah, so
Mm.
in that area, many of the things that actually cook, they actually will put fish sauce. Um, you may not know this. They actually put fish sauce into braised pork. Braised pork. They
Yeah.
actually use a lot of fish sauce in braised pork, not just light soya sauce, but also braised pork. It will actually further enhance the flavor of your braised pork
Mm.
too also. So
Yeah, we do the
yes,
same.
yes, yes. So that is actually something that we are actually learning. We are learning from everyone, huh? I think when it comes to cooking, it's not about who's copy who. I think it's not about copying. It's about learning. How do we actually learn from if we, with all of us? So let me see. Oh, okay. So I really think this Madam Con, Tamara Con here, she's an expert in fish sauce. Lah. She says she also add fish sauce into her braised pork. Super
Yeah.
yummy, delicious.
Yeah. You can also do it with fish. You can also do it like with a bit fatty fish. You can also do that amazing. Braising exactly how you braise the pork.
Correct. Now, just now, actually, Sandra briefly mentioned that she's actually also the owner of one resort in Phuket Island. So actually, in later we have a small video, right, for your resort towards the end, right,
Yes,
Sandra? Yeah, so we will show you all how her resort actually looks like. So if any of you were to be able to fly to Phuket in very near future, I was told Kuala Lumpur used to have direct flight from KL, from AirAsia, direct flight from Kuala Lumpur to Phuket Island. I'll definitely go once it becomes available, and then you all then can go and stay at Sandra's resort. Okay, we have other questions coming in. Let me see. Another observation from Barry. I used it recently in my ABC soup. It was delicious. Sandra, for your information, ABC soup in Malaysia and Singapore is actually a soup cooked using pork ribs, carrots, big onion. Okay, so it's this very simple item. This is why it's called as easy as ABC. This is why we call it ABC soup.
Okay. Good to know.
And some tomato. I think they'll put some tomato. Tomato inside. Yeah. So let me see. Some say Malaysian fish in the market they sell very expensive. Or he's referring to fish lah. He's not referring to fish sauce. Nick says if you add fish sauce when cooking choy sam, it really enhances the taste. Try it and you will love it. I learned from my grandmom. Also choy sam lah. Adding actually, like I said lah, you really can put fish sauce in anything on. Okay, so I think we can carry on. Now is already slightly over 1 hour. Our session time fly very fast. Because we are so occupied with all different interesting questions coming in. And we actually have more people right now. Do you know we actually have more viewers right now compared to the time when we started? Now we got concurrently close to 200 people online with us. Okay, now this is very interesting. Let me see. Okay, you want to continue with your presentation?
Well, actually, because we were speaking about food, I was thinking if you can show my next video, just like how we do it in Vietnam, like not just as a dipping sauce that is always like overly popular in Vietnam, but how we use it in one of very special dish, bamboo pork. So this is one of our chefs, Vietnamese chef, very young, very talented chef doing in Celinda Resort. And he will be speaking in Vietnamese, but we have like an English subtitle.
Yeah. Okay. Let me bring out this is a bamboo pork, right? Bamboo pork recipe. So you all can actually learn from this. Let me play the video.
Xin chào các bạn, tôi tên là Lộc, giờ đang phụ trách nhà hàng Việt Nam tại khu nghỉ dưỡng Salinda. Lúc Lộc đi Đắk Lắk chơi, được một người bạn mời ăn món thịt rừng nướng ống tre. Hương vị thật là đặc biệt và khó quên. Lộc rất muốn đem món này về Salinda với sự tươi mới hơn, nhưng không mất đi hương vị ban đầu của nó. Lộc chọn phần ngon nhất của thịt, cắt lát, ướp với gia vị. Lộc cho ít muối, hạt nêm, đường, mật ong, nước màu và sữa tươi. Giờ mình cho thêm thảo mộc địa phương, ớt, tiêu xanh Phú Quốc, hành tím và sả cây, đâm nát, bỏ vào túi vải, vắt lấy nước để ướp thịt và để dậy mùi thơm. Lộc cho ít nước mắm ông Kỳ Phú Quốc và trộn đều cho thấm gia vị. Khi chờ thịt thấm gia vị, Lộc sẽ chuẩn bị nước chấm hải sơn xanh. Lộc lấy ý tưởng từ màu xanh tươi mát của rừng đảo ngọc này. Nước chấm này được giã nát từ muối hạt, ớt xiêm xanh và lá cải xanh, sữa đặc và nước cốt tắc. Các bạn có biết không, ống tre mới có vị ngọt dễ nhận biết. Nhồi thịt vào bên trong, khi nướng lên, thịt không bị khô và tạo nên hương vị rất tuyệt vời. Nếu các bạn có mặt tại đây, Lộc tin các bạn không thể cưỡng lại sự lôi cuốn của món ăn này. Cách ăn ngon nhất, gắp một lát thịt kèm thêm rau thơm từ vườn rau organic Salinda rất lành mạnh, và lúc bạn chấm với nước chấm hải sơn xanh, bạn sẽ cảm nhận được vị đậm đà, thơm và cay nhưng không mất đi vị ngọt tự nhiên của thịt. Lộc rất mong muốn được đón tiếp các bạn một ngày gần nhất tại khu nghỉ dưỡng Salenda và các bạn thưởng thức món ăn đặc biệt này của Lộc. Chào tạm biệt.
Yeah, so that's it. It's one of the most like flavorful dish that you can get from our menu, and it's so authentically made. So when actually they made in the bamboo, right? So when they serve it out to the guest, so you will receive like the whole bamboo thing, and the waiter will take out the meat from it. So it's going to be like such amazing aroma coming out right at your table.
Wow. So that is actually the cylinder. Yeah, it's coming from Cylinder Resort.
Yes,
which is exactly the resort also owned by Sandra. So I think we still have one video coming up, right? Which is, why don't you just we will show your results to our viewers tonight.
Just a sneak peek.
Let me bring out the video.
So yeah.
Okay, what a beautiful resort, beautiful place, Phuket Island. I actually always wanted to pay a visit. Hopefully, we can fly over to Phuket Island very, very soon. Now, before we end the session, you have any more things to add?
Unless there's more questions.
Is there any more questions from you all? Let me see.
Well, thank you
For
so
those
much.
for those interested to know, let me see, interested to know where you can buy it physically, the Onki fish sauce, you can actually go to any of the Enviet restaurant, and you can find Enviet in Sunway Pyramid, Paradigm Mall, PJ, the Gardens Mall. All this is actually in KL. Then you also have Gurney Plaza in Penang, and Enviet actually uses only Onki fish sauce in all their cuisine and dishes, and they are running on a promotion right now, which is starting from 26. Today is 22nd, starting in 26 onwards until the end of this year. If you pay a visit to any of the Enviet restaurant and you order their main dishes, and you show to the person in charge there our this particular session, the live video, this particular video, show it to them, they will actually give you a free sample of 50 ml sample of premium ongi fish sauce. Or you can also buy the full 525 ml from their shop, or you can you can go to Shopee. We give you the purchase link inside the video description. You can actually purchase from Shopee as well. Even from Singapore, you can also purchase from Malaysian Shopee. For this particular, they can deliver it to Singapore by through a very minimum delivery charges. This is what I've been informed. Okay, so there are some other. Let me see. Is there any other questions before we finish? Vincent say, kindly provide this resort location.
Let me tell you, actually, Salinda Resort was actually opened 2 or 3 years later after the fish sauce. Because the first time when our family came to the to visit Phuket, we were just looking for a small land where we can build a beach house just for ourselves. But then we realized that time it was so quiet that we got scared. So we thought, okay, we might need some neighbors. And that's the reason why this resort came up, because we wanted some neighbors around us.
And you mean very close to your factory, lah?
Well, it's the resort is actually, I think it's a perfect location. First, it's on the west coast of the island, and it's the central of the island on the west coast. So you will always have these mesmerizing sunsets over there. And
Sandra was telling me you can actually watch beautiful sunset and sunrise from Phuket Island, right?
Yeah. Because the rest of Vietnam, it's a very long country, and the whole country facing toward that faces towards the sea, it's the east coast. So you can only see the sunrise over there. You can never see the sunset over the ocean. Yeah, so Phuket has a very, very special, unique location for that.
Very unique geographical location.
Yeah, and the resort actually located also perfectly. It's only 10 minutes to town. 10 minutes to town, which is very convenient, but at the same time is outside, so you get all this peaceful kind of tranquil feeling to it.
Yeah, just now when I look at your video, I can already feel it should be very peaceful staying there.
Very great place to work.
Okay, now I think we have done. We have Vincent. We will reply the location to your comment maybe tomorrow or the day after. So don't worry, we will give you the right location of this particular resort for you. Yeah. So I think we can actually there's another observation coming in suddenly. Rina was saying that perhaps Appa can organize a tour for fans to visit together 3 days, 2 nights.
That's a good one.
Very, very creative. Maybe right after the pandemic, we can we can plan to do something. I also very keen to go. So I think we can call it a day. It's almost 1.5 hour session. Another very interesting session I think this is probably the session with the most questions coming in, and all the questions are really, really very good. Okay. Then we can actually I already told you all, give you all the information where you can buy and all this ongi fish sauce, or you want to try, then you can just go to Viet and get a sample bottle to give it a try, and definitely very good. Okay, let me see. Lee think is us. Somebody is trying to order right now from Shopee. Lee Ting is saying that trying to buy from Shopee now, how to get free shipment? I think free shipment, the one you have to get it from your own, if you have the free voucher or free voucher from Shopee itself. Okay, so thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Seriously, for your effort, for your great effort for you to prepare the videos for us. I know it takes hours. It takes hours for you to prepare these two, even not very long video, but seriously, it takes a lot of efforts. So thank you so much, and we learned so much from you.
Appa, thank you so much for having me today. And you guys were so fantastic with all these questions. No, I didn't expect it like this, but I'm so glad that you are so curious about this very traditional craftsmanship of Phu Quoc and for Vietnam. So I'm very happy. So thank you so much for your taking your time and watching so late as well. So thank you. And I
Yep,
hope one day
everyone.
I can welcome you all here and take you also on the tour, very, 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 very exclusive tour to the fish sauce factory. If the operations manager will not like have a bad
Approval.
island.
You need to get a special approval from the factory manager. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Stay safe, and don't forget to click like and follow and subscribe to Cooking Abba YouTube channel and Facebook. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Good night.
And thank you so much for our sponsors tonight, Viet. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night.